Cain and Abel, the first brothers, the first murder. Imagine being Adam and Eve, the first humans. Once they walked with God in paradise, but now no more perfect fruit. No more face-to-face talks with God, just hard ground, sweat, and survival. Life goes on, and soon Adam and Eve had children. 2 boys, Cain, the older, and Abel, the younger. Cain spent his days toiling in the fields, turning soil into bountiful harvests. He was a dedicated farmer, you know. Abel, however, he raised sheep, guiding his flock across hills and valleys. He was just a shepherd, living life simply. 2 brothers, 2 paths, 2 hearts ready to collide one day. This was the first family on earth. No neighbors, no cousins. It's just them hanging out, enjoying each other's company, you know? Simple as that. Cain and Abel weren't just brothers. They were like the future of humanity. One day, both brothers brought offerings to God. It was their way of worship, their way of saying, "Thank you." Cain gathered crops from his fields. Some grain, some fruits, what he had grown. Abel, however, chose the best portions from his flock. The firstlings of his flock, the finest and fattest, he owned. And here's the turning point. God had respect on Abel's offering, but not on Cain's. Abel's gift came with faith, sacrifice, and devotion. Cain's gift, it was ordinary. Leftovers. He gave something, but not his best. Ever been in that moment where you gave, but deep down you know you held back? Maybe you gave some of your time, but not your full focus. Maybe you helped someone, but with an attitude. Cain was in that spot, and he knew it. Cain was furious. His face fell. His heart burned. And then God himself spoke to Cain. "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, you'll be accepted. But if you don't, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." What a moment. God wasn't rejecting Cain. He was coaching him, warning him. But Cain didn't listen. Instead, jealousy started to grow like poison. You've been there. Scrolling through Instagram, seeing someone else's success. A sibling praised while you're overlooked. A coworker promoted while you're stuck. That's Cain's heart. But God's warning is timeless. Sin is crouching at your door. Picture a wild animal waiting outside, ready to pounce. That's envy. That's anger. The question is, do you rule it or does it rule you? One day, Cain said to Abel, "Let's go out to the field." And while they were there, Cain attacked his brother, and he killed him. The first murder in human history, not by a stranger, not by an enemy, by his own brother. This is more than an ancient story, it's real life, because today we still see brothers killing brothers. Rivalries turning violent, anger turning deadly, from school shootings to street violence to broken families. The spirit of Cain still walks among us. God called out, "Cain, where is your brother Abel?" And Cain gave one of the most famous replies in history. "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" It's sarcasm, defiance, a heart still hardened. But God already knew. He said, "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Abel's life wasn't forgotten. His voice still spoke even in death. God punished Cain. The ground he once farmed would resist him. He would wander, restless and alone. And Cain cried out, "My punishment is too great to bear." He feared being hunted, killed in revenge. But God marked Cain with protection, a strange mercy, a murderer still given grace. So what does this story mean for us today? First, jealousy destroys. We live in a culture of comparison, Instagram likes, TikTok views, promotions, paychecks, homes, cars, vacations, and jealousy whispers, why them and not me? If we don't deal with it, jealousy becomes anger, and anger becomes destruction. Second, anger is a choice. Cain had a chance. God literally warned him. You and I have those moments too. The inner voice that says, breathe, walk away, don't send that text, don't post that comment. The choice we make in that moment defines our future. Third, responsibility matters. Cain asked, am I my brother's keeper? And God's answer is yes. We are responsible for each other, in our families, in our schools, in our communities. Just like Cain and Abel's story, violence, neglect, indifference. They all begin when we refuse to care. And finally, God still offers mercy. Cain deserved destruction, but God protected him. Even in our darkest mistakes, God's mercy is bigger than our sin. Cain and Abel's story is not just history. It's a warning, a mirror, a reminder that envy and rage destroy, but love and responsibility bring life. The question is, will you repeat Cain's mistake, or will you choose a better way? Choose to be your brother's keeper. Choose compassion over comparison. Choose life over jealousy. And if this story stirred something in your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button for more faith-lifting videos. Tap like, share this with a friend who needs hope, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Some of you might be thinking this story happened thousands of years ago. What does it have to do with me today? Well, let me tell you, the story of Cain and Abel is more relevant today than ever before. Let me explain why. In this modern world, we are constantly bombarded with images of success, happiness, and beauty. With the rise of social media, everyone seems to be doing better than you, except maybe Abel. But honestly, sometimes even Abel feels left out. Remember, Abel gave his best to God, but when it came to recognition, he got none. Here's the thing, true success isn't just about what you have or how many followers you do. It's about who you are and what you stand for. Like Abel, he didn't boast or complain. He simply did his best and offered it to God. That's something we can all learn from him. Today, so many people fake their lives on social media. They show off things they don't really have, all to gain attention. But in reality, they're just like Cain, giving leftovers to God and keeping the best for themselves. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't dream big or work hard. Of course, we should aim for the stars, but we should also remember to appreciate what we have and give our best to God without expecting anything in return. The story of Cain and Abel teaches us that jealousy and anger can lead to terrible things, even murder. Today, we see similar things happening. People get jealous of others' success and lash out, sometimes with words, and sometimes even worse. We need to learn from Cain's mistakes. When we start comparing ourselves to others and feeling jealous, we need to take a step back and remember that everyone's journey is different. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, we should appreciate what we do and be grateful to God for all our blessings. Moreover, the story reminds us that each one of us is responsible for our actions. No one forced Cain to kill Abel. It was his choice. Similarly, today we are responsible for our own choices. Whether it's speaking kindly or rudely, helping someone in need or ignoring them, choosing honesty or lying. It's all up to us. Furthermore, the story shows us that no matter what we do, God is always ready to forgive us. Even though Cain committed a terrible sin, God still showed him mercy. This gives us hope that no matter how far we stray, God's forgiveness and love are always waiting for us. So next time you feel envious or angry towards someone, remember the story of Cain and Abel. Appreciate what you have, choose kindness over hate, and always remember, God loves you no matter what.